Okay, guys, good night. This is day 297, Anam 95 to 101. Indeed, Allah is the one who causes seeds and fruit stones to sprout. He brings forth the living from the dead, and the dead from the living. That is Allah. How can you then be deluded from the truth? He causes the dawn to break, and has made the night for rest, and made the sun and moon to travel with precision. That is the design of the Almighty, All-Knowing, and He is the one who has made the stars as your guide through the darkness of the land and sea. We have already made the signs clear for people who know, and He is the one who originated you all from a single soul, then assigned you a place to live and another to be laid to rest. We have already made the signs clear for people who comprehend, and He is the one who sends down rain from the sky, causing all kinds of plants to grow, producing green stalks from which will bring forth clustered grain, and from palm trees come clusters of dates hanging within reach. There are also gardens of grapevines, olives, and pomegranates, similar in shape but dissimilar in taste. Look at their fruit as it yields and ripens. Instead, these are signs for people who believe, yet they associate the jinn with Allah in worship, even though He created them, and they falsely attribute to Him sons and daughters out of ignorance. Glorified and exalted is He above what they claim. He is the originator of the heaven and earth. How would He have children when He has no mate? He created all things and has perfect knowledge of everything. Yeah, that's the problem actually with the people living on this planet. Since the start of the Surah, we are talking about Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, believing Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, also of course the resurrection day, but mainly focusing on believing Allah Jalla Jalaluhu and also worship Him alone, nothing else. But as it says here, out of ignorance and sometimes out of arrogant character, people don't believe and also worship to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. Despite the fact that we have so many miracles and signs all around us happening in every second. And throughout the history, prophets came up with different ideas to make people use their intellect so that they realize that there is a creator. In previous days, we were talking about Abraham and how he set up so that he can make his people think about who Allah is, and he was doing mind tricks, like he was looking at sky and see the moon, and he says, "Oh, okay, this is my God," and then it goes away, and then says, "No, this is not He sees stars and he says, okay, this is the sun, this is the God. Of course, they're also gone too. And then he sees the sun, says, okay, this is bigger and more brighter. So this is the God. Because these are the things that those people used to believe in back in history. But they are just created objects in the sky, in this universe. You don't actually have to think about stars and big sun or big moon or how bright stars are or things like that, and then make them one of your idols. If you just look around, as it says here, if Allah Jalla Jalaluhu is just perfectly orchestrated everything, think about that. If there is no rain this winter, what would happen? Most probably because of water, we would have third, fourth, fifth version of World War War. War all over the place would be inevitable. And from this rain, from that dry land, comes up all sorts of green things. All the trees, everything. It's just perfectly organized and synchronized. If one would be thinking that all these things are just randomly happening, no one is actually planning and no one is controlling all this stuff, I would just say he is stupid. Sorry for that language, but it's really out of, you should be out of your mind to think that knowing all these perfectly orchestrated things happening all around you, and you are thinking that it's all happening randomly. What can I say? So here Allah Jalla Jalaluhu is just telling us, please use your intellect, look around you, and see all the signs, all the miracles happening in every minute, in every second. And also, of course, in some religions and in some ancient beliefs, they associated jinn with Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. Although they are created, as it's been said many times in Quran, and also unfortunately they attribute sons to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, which is really meaningless. And also in some ancient cultures, daughters to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, which is also meaningless. He owns everything, he created everything, and he doesn't need any child, he doesn't need anything. He has perfect knowledge of everything. Why would he have a child? Yeah, this is Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. He is the one who created everything. And as he says here, he created us from nothingness. And we will, of course, Allah only knows when, but we will be laid to rest in some place. And as it is said in Quran, we will be resurrected one day, and on that day we will be judged by what we did in our worldly life, how we did it, sometimes actually what we didn't, because we're supposed to be doing, but we didn't. So it's just, Quran is just trying to make sure that we use our intellect, reasoning capacity of our brain. If you are just out of ignorance or out of arrogant character, if you think and reason everything, I guess everyone will end up believing Allah Jalla Jalaluhu.